The skies over New York, Beijing, and London darkened simultaneously as massive ships materialized in Earth's atmosphere. Their surfaces rippled like liquid mercury, catching and distorting the morning sunlight in ways that defied physics. Humanity's first contact with an advanced alien civilization wasn't heralded by radio signals or distant observations, but by the sudden appearance of the Varaxian Empire's fleet directly above Earth's major cities. Admiral Sarah Chen watched the displays in the Pentagon's Strategic Command Center as reports flooded in from every corner of the globe. 20 years of commanding Earth's space defense initiative hadn't prepared her for this moment. The alien vessels hung motionless, their presence both beautiful and terrifying. "No aggressive moves," she ordered, her voice steady despite the tension. "But keep our defense grid active and ready." The first message from the Varaxians came not through traditional communications channels, but directly into every electronic device on Earth. "We come in peace, seeking alliance with humanity. We are the Varaxian Empire, guardians of galactic civilization." Within hours, the United Nations convened an emergency session. Admiral Chen found herself sitting beside world leaders as a towering figure materialized in the center of the General Assembly. The alien's form seemed to shift between solid and energy, its iridescent body contained within an exoskeleton of what appeared to be living crystal. "I am High Commander Zexlor," the being announced, its words translating perfectly into every listener's native language. "We have watched your species' remarkable progress with great interest. Your potential is unprecedented." The High Commander's presentation was masterful. The Varaxians offered humanity membership in their empire, promising to elevate Earth to the heights of galactic civilization. They demonstrated technology that could eliminate disease, hunger, and environmental degradation. Their energy systems could power cities without pollution. Their medical technology could extend human lifespans by centuries. But something in Admiral Chen's gut told her it was too perfect. Later that night, in her secure office, she reviewed the footage of the first contact. Her aide, Dr. Marcus Rodriguez, worked silently beside her, analyzing data from the day's events. "Look at this," Marcus said suddenly, pointing to a graph. "During the High Commander's demonstration of their medical technology, our quantum sensors picked up unusual patterns. It's like their tech isn't just advanced, it's deliberately engineered to appear miraculous to us." Sarah leaned forward, studying the readings. "They're showing us exactly what we want to see. But why?" The answer began to emerge over the next few weeks as the Varaxians established their presence on Earth. Their gifts of technology came with conditions: strict protocols for use, regular oversight, and most importantly, the gradual decommissioning of Earth's existing infrastructure to be replaced by Varaxian systems. "It's like giving a child an advanced smartphone," Sarah explained to a secret meeting of military and scientific leaders. "It seems magical and helpful, but the child becomes completely dependent on it without understanding how it works." Dr. Rodriguez projected a hologram showing the steady integration of Varaxian technology into Earth's systems. Each piece of their tech requires another piece to function. "Within a year, we'll be entirely dependent on their infrastructure. And that's when they'll show their true face," Sarah concluded. "We're not being uplifted, we're being colonized." But as she looked around the room at Earth's brightest minds, Sarah saw not defeat but determination. Humanity had faced existential threats before, from ice ages to plagues, and had always found a way to survive and thrive. "The Varaxians think they're superior because their technology is perfect," she said, standing to address the room. "But Earth's strength has never been perfection. It's been our diversity, our ability to try different approaches, to learn from failure, to combine ideas in ways no one else would think to try." She gestured to the hologram of Earth's systems. "They expect us to abandon our primitive technology completely. Instead, we'll keep it running in parallel, hidden beneath their new infrastructure. And we'll start a project they'll never expect, finding ways to combine our various technologies with theirs in ways their rigid minds would never consider possible." As the meeting concluded, Sarah looked out her window at the Varaxian ships gliding silently above Washington, D.C. They thought they were watching over a primitive species being slowly domesticated. Instead, they were about to learn why humanity had survived every challenge it had ever faced, not through perfection, but through adaptation, innovation, and an unwavering determination to forge its own path. 6 months after the Varaxians' arrival, Dr. Marcus Rodriguez stood in a hidden laboratory deep beneath the Rocky Mountains. The facility had been officially decommissioned as part of Earth's technological transition, but in reality, it hummed with activity. Screens displayed a dizzying array of data streams, some showing Varaxian systems, others monitoring Earth's own hidden networks. "Show me the latest test results," he asked Dr. Maya Patel, who had been working around the clock on their most ambitious project yet. The young quantum physicist pulled up a hologram showing the merger of 3 distinct technologies: a Varaxian power cell, a human-designed quantum computer, and, surprisingly, a network of genetically modified fungal neurons. "The Varaxians believe in perfect, linear advancement," Maya explained, her eyes bright with excitement. "They mastered one path of technological evolution and stuck to it. But look what happens when we introduce controlled chaos into their systems." The hologram showed energy flowing through the hybrid device in patterns that should have been impossible according to Varaxian physics. By introducing biological randomness and quantum uncertainty into their perfect systems, they had created something entirely new. Above ground, a Varaxian oversight drone passed overhead, its sensors detecting nothing unusual. The aliens' confidence in their superiority had become their greatest weakness. They literally couldn't conceive of primitive human technology being combined with their advanced systems in ways that broke their fundamental rules. Admiral Chen's resistance network had spread globally, hidden beneath the surface of apparent compliance. In Buenos Aires, engineers were combining Varaxian gravity manipulation with Earth's geothermal systems. In Nairobi, doctors were merging the aliens' medical technology with human stem cell research. Each breakthrough was shared through a secret network that used old-fashioned copper wires and quantum entanglement in ways the Varaxians never thought to monitor. "We've just received a transmission from the Sydney team," Marcus announced, reading from a secure tablet. "They've successfully integrated human neural networks with Varaxian AI systems. The hybrid intelligence can solve problems that neither system could handle alone." Maya nodded, unsurprised. The Varaxians built their AI to be perfect, which means it can't handle ambiguity or creative thinking. Human minds excel at exactly those things. Together, she let the implications hang in the air. But their work wasn't without risk. As Marcus reviewed the latest security protocols, an alarm flashed silently on one of the screens. A Varaxian inspector was making an unscheduled visit to the surface facility that served as their cover. The team moved with practiced efficiency, activating electromagnetic shields that masked their true activities. By the time the inspector arrived, they appeared to be nothing more than a small group of scientists cataloging old Earth technology for historical preservation. The Varaxian moved through the facility, its crystalline form shifting colors as it scanned each room. "Your dedication to preserving your history is admirable," it said, the translation carrying a hint of condescension. "Though I must remind you that such artifacts will soon be unnecessary. The Empire's technology will provide for all your needs." "Of course," Marcus replied smoothly. "We simply believe in honoring our past while embracing the future." The double meaning of his words was lost on the inspector. After the Varaxian departed, Maya pulled up another display, this one showing the global network of resistance cells. "We're not just preserving our past," she said quietly. "We're using it to build a future they can't imagine." The display showed hundreds of points of light, each representing a team working on different hybrid technologies. The Varaxians saw a species eagerly adopting their superior technology, unaware that humanity was actually creating something unprecedented, a technological revolution that combined the best of both worlds with human creativity and determination. In her office at the Pentagon, Admiral Chen received the latest progress reports with grim satisfaction. The Varaxians had expected to slowly subjugate Earth through technological dependence. Instead, humanity was secretly forging a new path that would not only free Earth, but potentially revolutionize galactic civilization itself. "How long until we're ready?" she asked during a secure conference call with resistance leaders worldwide. "The hybrid systems are exceeding our expectations," Marcus reported. "But we need to be careful if we reveal our hand too soon." "Agreed," Sarah interrupted. "We wait until we can strike decisively. The Varaxians believe they're watching a primitive species learn to crawl. Let them keep believing that, right until the moment we show them humanity has learned to fly." As the call ended, Marcus returned to the lab where Maya was introducing bacterial decision-making algorithms into a Varaxian quantum encryption system. The aliens had achieved technical perfection, but they were about to learn that perfection wasn't everything. Humanity's greatest strength had always been its ability to experiment, to fail, to adapt, and to combine ideas in ways that broke all the rules. The revolution was coming, and it would begin not with weapons or violence, but with innovation that the supposedly superior Varaxians could never have imagined. The breaking point came sooner than anyone expected. High Commander Zexlor stood before the United Nations, its crystalline form pulsing with what humans had learned to recognize as irritation. "Your species' continued operation of unauthorized technology must end," it announced. "For your own safety and development, all remaining Earth-based systems will be deactivated within 48 hours. In the Pentagon's command center, Admiral Chen watched the broadcast with a tight smile. "They finally showed their hand," she murmured, then turned to her staff. "Initiate Protocol Phoenix." Across the globe, hidden resistance cells sprang into action. The Varaxians had expected compliance or perhaps futile protest. What they got instead was something entirely unprecedented in their 50,000 years of galactic dominance. In New Delhi, Dr. Arun Patil activated a hybrid power grid that combined Varaxian energy systems with human-designed quantum fluctuation harvesters. The alien technology tried to reject the modification, but the biological computing elements adapted instantly, creating new pathways that shouldn't have been possible. The Varaxian oversight systems literally couldn't process what they were seeing. Their sensors, designed to detect known forms of technology, were blind to the chaos-embracing systems humanity had developed. "Sir," a Varaxian lieutenant reported to Zexlor, its crystalline form flickering with confusion. "We're detecting anomalies. The humans appear to be modifying our technology, but in ways that violate fundamental engineering principles." Zexlor's form shifted to a deep crimson. "Impossible. Their primitive understanding couldn't possibly." The High Commander's dismissal was cut short as every Varaxian system on Earth simultaneously encountered something they'd never faced before: unpredictability. The humans hadn't just studied their technology. They'd found ways to introduce controlled chaos into its perfect order. In the Rocky Mountain facility, Marcus and Maya monitored the global rollout of their hybrid systems. "The fungal neural networks are adapting faster than we predicted," Maya reported, watching as biological and quantum systems merged in ways that created entirely new technological paradigms. The Varaxians built their empire on the idea that there's one perfect way to advance technology. We're showing them infinite possibilities instead. The aliens' response was predictable. They attempted to shut down all their systems on Earth, expecting this would leave humanity helpless. Instead, they discovered that humans had anticipated this move. The hybrid technology didn't just continue functioning, it evolved. Admiral Chen stood before a hastily convened emergency session of the UN Security Council. "For the past year, while appearing to depend on Varaxian technology, we've actually been learning from it, combining it with approaches they never considered. Today, we demonstrate that humanity won't be controlled through technological dependence." She gestured, and displays around the room activated, showing the new hybrid systems in action. Varaxian power cells merged with bacterial decision-making matrices, quantum computers enhanced by human neural mapping, and communication systems that used principles from Earth's deep-sea creatures combined with alien quantum entanglement. Impossible, the Varaxian ambassador declared, its crystalline form now pulsing with patterns that indicated severe distress. You cannot simply mix technologies this way. There are standard protocols, established paths of development. That's where you're wrong, Marcus interrupted, stepping forward. Your empire's greatest weakness is its belief in a single perfect path. Humanity's greatest strength has always been our willingness to try the impossible, to learn from failure, to combine ideas that shouldn't work together. Around the globe, Varaxian control systems were being transformed. Their perfect, rigid technology was being infused with human unpredictability and creativity. The aliens had never encountered a species that didn't simply adopt their technology, but dared to modify it, improve it, combine it with seemingly primitive systems to create something entirely new. High Commander Zexlor made a final attempt to assert control, ordering the Varaxian fleet to demonstrate their military superiority. But as their ships powered up their weapons, they encountered a stunning reality. Humanity had applied their hybrid approach to defense systems as well. Earth's atmosphere came alive with swarms of microdrones that combined Varaxian energy shields with Earth's electromagnetic field manipulation. Ancient human martial arts principles had been encoded into defense grid algorithms, making them unpredictable yet devastatingly effective. You must understand, Admiral Chen addressed the Varaxian leadership, we don't want war. What we want is partnership, real partnership, not subjugation disguised as guidance. Humanity has something to offer that your empire has forgotten. The value of diversity, of multiple approaches, of controlled chaos, and creative innovation. As the sun set on this historic day, the Varaxian fleet hung motionless above Earth's cities, faced with a choice they'd never encountered in millennia of expansion. Their perfect technology had been transformed by human ingenuity into something more powerful than they'd imagined possible. The revolution wasn't won with weapons, but with innovation. Humanity had proven that true advancement comes not from following a single perfect path, but from the courage to forge new ones. Word of Earth's successful resistance spread through the galaxy like wildfire. The Varaxian Empire had maintained control not just through military might, but through technological dependence. Now, their carefully maintained image of superiority was cracking. Dr. Maya Patel found herself aboard the Earth ship Prometheus, humanity's first faster-than-light vessel that combined Varaxian drive technology with human-designed chaos theory algorithms. They were responding to a coded transmission from the Centauri system, where another species had heard of Earth's breakthrough. The Nexarians have been under Varaxian control for 3 centuries, Marcus explained during the mission briefing. They were a silicon-based species with unique technological approaches before the Empire forced them to abandon their native development path. The Prometheus dropped out of hyperspace near a crystalline world that sparkled like a diamond in space. The Nexarian representatives who met them were towering beings of living crystal, their forms reminiscent of the Varaxians, but more angular, more varied. We watched what your species achieved. The Nexarian leader, Circuit Singervax, communicated through overlapping crystalline frequencies. You proved what many of us had suspected, that the Empire's perfect path isn't the only way forward. Maya shared Earth's discoveries, showing how they had combined seemingly incompatible technologies to create something new. The Nexarians quickly grasped the implications. Their own crystalline computing could be merged with both human and Varaxian systems in ways that created entirely new possibilities. Back on Earth, Admiral Chen coordinated with resistance movements emerging across the galaxy. The Aquarians of Proxima b, who had developed biotechnology based on their ocean environment. The Symmetrists of the Pleiades, whose mathematical approach to technology differed radically from the Varaxian standard. Each species had been forced to abandon their unique developments in favor of the Empire's perfect path. "We're not just sharing technology," she explained to the UN Security Council. "We're helping these species rediscover their own innovative potential." The Empire didn't just suppress their technology. They suppressed their creativity, their unique approaches to solving problems. The Varaxian Empire's response was swift but ineffective. Their military technologies, based on perfect prediction and absolute control, struggled against systems that intentionally incorporated randomness and adaptation. Traditional Empire tactics failed against ships that combined multiple technological philosophies in ways their targeting computers couldn't predict. On the Nexarian homeworld, Maya worked with their scientists to integrate their crystalline computing with Earth's hybrid systems. "Your natural technological evolution was heading in a fascinating direction before the Empire intervened," she observed, studying their ancient records. "The combination of silicon-based life with crystalline computing creates possibilities we never imagined." The Nexarians proved to be quick studies, not just adopting Earth's hybrid approach, but expanding on it. Their living crystal technology, combined with human chaos theory and Varaxian energy systems, created computers that could process information in ways that seemed to bend reality itself. As more species broke free from Empire control, each brought their own unique contributions to this technological renaissance. The Aquarians' biological computers merged seamlessly with human neural networks. The Symmetrists' mathematical models helped stabilize the controlled chaos in hybrid systems. Marcus found himself coordinating a galaxy-wide network of innovation. "Every species approaches problems differently," he explained during a conference with representatives from 24 freed worlds. The Empire saw this diversity as inefficient, something to be eliminated in favor of their single, perfect path. "But we're proving that the combination of different approaches creates something greater than the sum of its parts." The revolution wasn't just technological, it was philosophical. Species that had been forced into cultural and technological conformity for centuries were rediscovering their unique identities, their particular ways of viewing and solving problems. Admiral Chen watched satisfaction as reports came in from across the galaxy. The Varaxian Empire had spent millennia convincing other species that their way was the only path to advancement. Now these species were awakening to a new reality, one where diversity and creativity were strengths, not weaknesses to be eliminated. "The Empire's facing something they've never encountered before," she told her staff. "Not just resistance, but a fundamental challenge to their entire worldview. They believed that perfect order was the key to advancement. We're showing them that controlled chaos, diversity, and the freedom to experiment create possibilities they never imagined." The Prometheus continued its journey through the galaxy, a symbol of this new approach. Its hybrid systems incorporated technologies and principles from each species they contacted, growing more capable with each integration. It was living proof that true advancement came not from enforcing a single perfect standard, but from embracing the infinite possibilities that arose when different approaches combined in new and unexpected ways. As Maya stood on the bridge, watching the newly freed world celebrate its technological renaissance, she reflected on how far they'd come. Humanity hadn't just resisted subjugation. They'd sparked a revolution that was transforming galactic civilization itself. The age of enforced perfection was ending. An era of infinite possibility was beginning. 1 year after Earth's initial resistance, the great crystalline spires of the Varaxian capital world shimmered under the light of 3 suns. But today, something was different. Ships from 24 species filled the sky, each design reflecting its creator's unique approach to technology and art. At the center of this assembled fleet, the Earth ship Prometheus held position, a living symbol of how far the galaxy had come. Admiral Sarah Chen stood before the Galactic Council, a newly formed body replacing the old Empire's hierarchical structure. Around her sat representatives from every known spacefaring species, including the Varaxians themselves. The former High Commander Zexlor was among them, its crystalline form now showing patterns that humans had learned to recognize as thoughtful contemplation, rather than superiority. "The age of enforced uniformity is over," Sarah declared, her voice carrying to every corner of the vast chamber. "We gather here not to establish a new empire, but to forge a true alliance, one built on the principle that diversity breeds innovation, and that there are infinite paths to advancement." The evidence of this new philosophy was everywhere. The council chamber itself was a marvel of hybrid technology. Nexarian living crystal merged with human quantum computing and Aquarian biotechnology to create an environment that adapted to each species' needs. The symmetrists' mathematical models helped coordinate these seemingly chaotic systems into a harmonious whole. Dr. Marcus Rodriguez, now heading the Interspecies Technology Exchange, presented data showing the explosive growth in innovation since the revolution began. When species are free to develop along their natural paths while sharing insights with others, we see technological advancement at rates the empire never achieved through enforced standardization. Maya Patel, her research now focused on exploring the boundaries of hybrid technology, demonstrated their latest breakthrough. By combining the unique approaches of multiple species, we're solving problems that seemed impossible just a year ago. The Varaxians' perfect systems, when merged with human creativity and other species' innovations, achieve things none of us could have managed alone. The most surprising supporter of this new order was Zexlor itself. The former High Commander rose to address the Council, its form shifting through complex patterns. For 50,000 years, we believed we had found the perfect path to advancement. We saw diversity as inefficiency, variation as weakness. Earth showed us how wrong we were. Screens around the chamber displayed images of new technologies emerging from this cooperative approach. Space habitats that combine Varaxian energy manipulation with Aquarian biological architecture. Medical systems that merged empire precision with human adaptability and Nexarian crystalline computing. Ships that could navigate using principles drawn from a dozen different species' understanding of spacetime. But perhaps our greatest achievement, Sarah continued, isn't technological at all. It's the recognition that true strength comes from embracing our differences rather than enforcing conformity. Each species brings unique perspectives, different ways of solving problems, new ways of seeing the universe. The council chamber erupted in agreement, each species expressing support in their own way. From the crystalline harmonies of the Nexarians to the mathematical elegance of symmetrist approval. The Varaxians, their rigid hierarchy transformed by this revolution, added their own voices to the chorus. As the session concluded, Sarah found herself on an observation deck with Maya and Marcus, watching ships from across the galaxy moving in complex but coordinated patterns. "Did you ever imagine this when we first started our hidden resistance?" Maya asked. Sarah shook her head. "We were just trying to preserve humanity's independence. Instead, we ended up transforming galactic civilization itself. Because we proved something fundamental," Marcus added. "The universe isn't about finding one perfect way to do things. It's about exploring all possibilities, about combining ideas in new ways, about learning from each other while maintaining what makes us unique." The Prometheus prepared for its next mission, not to spread revolution anymore, but to explore the unknown regions of space. Its hybrid systems now incorporated technologies and principles from every known species, making it the most advanced ship ever created. Yet its greatest strength wasn't its technology, but its crew, representatives from dozens of species, each bringing their own perspective to the challenges ahead. Earth had done more than resist subjugation. They had shown the galaxy a new way forward, one where diversity was celebrated, where innovation came from unexpected combinations, where perfection wasn't the goal, but rather the endless exploration of possibilities. As the new Galactic Council concluded its first session, the message was clear. The future belonged not to those who enforced their vision of perfection, but to those who embraced the chaotic, beautiful diversity of life itself. Humanity's greatest gift to the galaxy wasn't any particular technology or innovation. It was the demonstration that true advancement comes from having the courage to forge new paths, to learn from failure, to combine ideas in ways that shouldn't work but somehow do. The age of the perfect empire was over. The era of infinite possibility had begun.